Hello, good morning and good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Terence. This is LATOKEN, and you are on the Crypto Friday chat. Now, today we have an interesting session. It's an AMA with a very interesting, let's say, project token. It's MFTU CYFM. It's basically mainstream for the underground. And we have the founder today, James. James, introduce yourself. Tell the audience where you're calling from and what's happening today.
It is good morning. My name is James Tiley, and you know us very well as CyberFM Radio, and our product, Mainstream for the Underground, where we treat these underground independent artists automatically as if they're the hot new mainstream musician. That's what we've been doing for years. And I just explained that at 5:30 in the morning on the East Coast of the United States, only on two cups of coffee.
Great. James, again, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's bright and early where you are. It's in the evening where we are. And to all our audience members out there, if you're tuning in, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're streaming us from all your social media channels, now I have some good news for you. Now, this show is an AMA, so it's also a time for you to ask a question, but we have a little giveaway time for you. Now, only during this show, only during the live session. If you tuned in now, good on you. All you need to do, the links are below. Get on LATOKEN, get your wallets up and running, deposit your funds, and start buying CYFM. Now, the minute you buy CYFM tokens, what we're going to do, because we're so nice, and this is going to be a rock and roll show, we are going to double it up for you. Simple as that. So now I'm going to say it once now, once somewhere in the middle. So if you did not catch this, get on now. It's giveaway time. Open your wallet and let's get on to the show right now. So again, James, I hope I got all of that right. Again, a very good morning to you and welcome. I guess it's good to kind of start a little bit for all those viewers who don't know what CyberFM Radio is about, MFTU is about. Tell us a little bit about the project. Break it down for us.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, you were really good at that. That was almost natural for radio. When I go live on the air, I got this little spiel, right? And I'll say, take your phone, point your browser to cyberfmradio.com, download our mobile app, log in with your favorite email address or your crypto wallet, and just start earning CyberFM. Like you almost had it. You got it down pat there, man.
I'm going to DJ one of your shows soon.
We're going to bring you on, bro.
Good, excellent. So yeah, break it down for us, for all of those viewing in, wondering, what is CyberFM?
So CyberFM, which is half of what we do, we're actually very old. We got into the crypto game when we were already 10 years old. And that's, I think that's kind of unique of us, because if you look at the past 4 or 5 years, you know, it's always been some guy decided, I'm going to create this crypto project. What do I want to do? I want it to be about being a doctor. Meanwhile, they're not a doctor, right? They're into crypto. You know, we're the opposite. We've already been up and running for 10 years as online radio. And we decided, because we're all financially inclined and some of us are financial techs, we said this makes sense for us to go from radio into crypto. You know, we're already subject matter experts in our line of business. So we initiated originally with the CyberFM token, where, you know, we already had X amount of thousands of listeners. We already had our demographics. We already knew. So what we didn't count on was that mass adoption phenomenon that I think we all agree still hasn't really taken off, right? If you go talk to your friends or your cousin, they're like, yeah, I've heard about Bitcoin, right? So you're still explaining that process. And we had to immediately start developing making our mobile app more friendly for people that our target audience was always the non-crypto people.
Right.
So we didn't realize how much of an endeavor that was going to be. So for the past 2 years, for the first 2 years, it was more about having them enter their wallet address, and then we would check against an API, see that you're a valid wallet, right? You just can't put anything in there. And then you'd start earning the tokens. And that's where we learned immediately people didn't know what a wallet address was. And we went, oh no, right? So by now, here we are with CyberFM. And there's a reason I'm telling this story. So now we made it where you could log in with your Gmail or your Apple ID. And the Apple ID is great because you're completely anonymous. You know, all these platforms, all these streaming audio networks, they want to know where you are, what you're doing, what your favorite breakfast is. We don't need any of that, right? We're worried about tokenomics and rock and roll. That's all we care about. So with Apple, you can log in completely anonymously. We still create that. We create the wallet for you. Now, even if you don't know anything about crypto, you're at least earning our tokens while you could take the time out to go learn, right? And by the time you've maybe figured it out, you got 1 million tokens in your wallet for all you know. Right. Because you're enjoying the shows and all that. We have this other product that you called MFTU. It's mainstream for the underground, that was created in 2008. So that's about 12 years old, 13 maybe. And before the world of crypto and before, any of this was a thing, it was a regular type mantra of radio where we were treating the underground artists automatically as if they're mainstream. These independent musicians, they love blasting out their MP3s to every radio network that they can find. You see it now with Spotify. They all flock there. So what'll happen is they'll upload their music, and for the past 12 years, and we were treating them as if they're the main hot new artist. We decided, let's take that and let's compensate them the way that their eventual life goal is to be compensated, right? So we created the MFTU token. We didn't want the listeners to earn it because you work hard writing a song, composing the lyrics, all that, right? So let's make MFTU only available to the musicians and let them have basically first dibs on the liquidity. Tokenomics work, right? LA token. So we didn't want a whole bunch of listeners with that token in their hands. So we've been very much more protective of that. But we do call it at the end of the day, that's like a dual token economy. That we were very early with that idea as well, right? Today, fast forward in 2021, technology is pretty cool. The CyberFM token and the MFTU token literally interact with each other with no third smart contract in the middle at all. They plug into each other, and MFTU gets generated to the musicians based on the CyberFM token usage.
Got it.
That regardless of if you're depositing it to LA token or you're earning it by listening to a show, every time CyberFM moves, we are crediting musicians with the fact that our listeners are alive and well and participating in the network. And that's on top of your normal get paid for your streams like every other platform. It's almost like a credit union APY type yield that the musicians are getting a bonus based on how well the CyberFM side performs. So we've created an entire economy that just works without me. I could walk away from this right now. Not that I am. It's my baby. But a little bit of decentralization is about, right? We're done. The two contracts talk to each other. The music is played. The artists are heard. Everybody gets paid. And the whole liquidity feature, it just becomes circle of life.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to put it as well. And you've mentioned that this is actually about the music. It's about rock and roll, rap. It's about the artists. It's about the people listening in. Now, I'm sure we have many aspiring artists who are probably listening to us now. Talk to us about that journey. Then, if I'm an artist, how do I get involved? How does it work with both sides of the token and even the platform itself?
You said if you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So we are, we have a completely, like I said, it is separate, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want the listeners earning MFTU. So we did set it up where the artist goes to MFTU.net, which is its own website. And we partnered with another equally old, or I guess old's a bad word, right? But experienced,
Yeah.
a network called It's Your Radio. And they've also been involved in the independent scene for, I think, 12, 13 years. We put our heads together. So the artists would go to MFTU.net. They read all about the tokenomics, how it works, why it works. Then we find there'll be a link to It's Your Radio where they create their own profile. And kind of like the CyberFM mobile app, if you don't know anything about crypto, you're creating an account just like you would at Facebook, right? And your wallet is generated for you in your profile. And there you go. You stare at it, right? And then every month we make those payments. You get the bonus payments for the actions of CyberFM. And then we are tackling right now that same exact historical repeat. Artists are not necessarily crypto savvy. So the only thing left to really improve that is going to be some instructional videos, because we are not in the wallet business, right? We don't want to get into the wallet business. We want to stay true to our roots. So we generate that wallet for you, but we're not going to offer you like a software. You can go and buy another token on one of those blockchains with 0x. We can't teach that. That's not our thing. So we're going to put together some instructional videos on how you export your private key. And we have no idea what your private key is. That's all crypto generated, right? That's why we're here. But you'll export that private key, put it in like Trust Wallet, something to that effect. And then you'll be able to manage and view what your earnings are. And much like the listeners, as the musicians learn about crypto, by the time they figured it all out, they've already got some money ahead of them.
Right. And I also think that's a kind of great way to really decentralize the process and to get lots of people enjoying not only the music, but also the artists being remunerated for their hard work as well. Let's give us some numbers then, just to give an idea, I suppose, on how big and how's the growth been so far for the project, James. Give us some numbers in terms of the numbers of artists, perhaps monthly, daily listeners. You can kind of give us some statistics. And then literally, I'm sure some of the people out there would want to really know how to actually become a megastar. And can we do it on your platform?
We have some good relationships with, close friends at this point with some older artists, like Ice-T and the surviving founders of PM Dawn. Great artist, Lisa Matassa, who's a country singer from New York. Blows your mind, right? That good country twang, but when you talk to her, she's all, "How you doing? I'm from New York," right? So it's kind of funny. Got my cough button there. Radio. You don't hear us cough.
You're quick there.
You don't hear us cuss. You don't hear us scream. But yeah, so like I said, we are now overall we're 14 years old. We do at last check. I hate numbers, right? We at last check, we averaged about 847,000 listeners overall. And our goal right now is that maybe 2% of them are crypto earners, right? These are existing listeners that we're in other platforms like TuneIn and iHeart, things like that in the US anyway, if you're familiar with iHeart. But those are just regular you and I, average Joe guys. So we push those ads about how to sign up, how to get crypto. And I think that 2% number kind of falls in line with population, right? 2 to 5% of your friends and family get to know about crypto. And that's what we're seeing worldwide. Right. Now with our progression, we have recently seen big numbers in Nigeria and Brazil. We have an entire CyberFM Latino platform.
Nice.
I don't even run, right? Because I don't speak Spanish.
Right.
But the guys over at CyberFM Latino were almost making it like a contest. They've got South America and Central America performing on par with all the English-speaking channels, and it's fun. So Brazil, out of nowhere, the numbers are, 45, 50,000 a day.
Right.
And just for one country in South America, and I can only trust that they're saying good things in Spanish. Paul, two bigger stars on that platform, a guy named Rubens. He's in that show Fear the Walking Dead right now. But he's a massive Grammy-winning artist in Central America. I think the guy ran for president in the country of Panama a couple of years back, and he's holding MFTU and he's earning CyberFM. That's what's kind of cool is you got all the regular people, right? And then you bump it. We Zach Wild from Zach Wild used to be a guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. Right. Now he's got his own band, the Black Label Society, hardcore metal, We hooked him up in a wallet at a restaurant. We were like, hey, man, you should make some money. And, he was all about radio and music. So it's when you talk to a musician, right, and they're always open to the whole new ways of earning and even just new technology, that's your best advertisement that you could get. Right? Is Zach Wild running around Hollywood right now going, check this out, man. CyberFM. It's pretty cool. Right. So, that's fun. That we're growing that now. That we're bringing on the listeners, but we're also now trying to go as high level as we can with the artists. And then now with the whole NFT world coming about, we have to jump into that game, but we're going to merge. NFTs are great for music, but they stop outside of radio. And we're going to actually bring that into radio. But the reason why I bring up NFTs and what we're going to do soon is that that's grabbing mainstream attention. Probably better than anything we could have ever done. So now when you speak to an artist and you're like, hey, you're going to drop an NFT, now they know what you're talking about. They don't even use the word crypto. Now it's all NFTs, right?
Right.
So we hope that that's going to help on the MFTU side tremendously with onboarding.
Yeah.
Right now we have about 300 musicians that we're paying. There's an unfortunate scenario, which we've dealt with for 14 years. Not everybody's good. Unfortunately, not every, we do need you to be radio ready. You need to have an EP or a studio demo, right? Something that might be mastered. There's a lot of musical platforms out there where Joey is singing into GarageBand on his Mac, and we can't do it. We have to hold on to the core requirements, right?
Right. How do I get airtime?
How do you get airtime? You get over to mftu.net. You upload your song. You definitely want to tell us what your Twitter and your Instagram is. We link all that. You actually get your own page. Kind of like MySpace back. Remember MySpace years ago?
Yeah.
You get your own page where you get to push all your social media. The music, by the way, we have a lot of artificial intelligence that goes on in the back. So when you upload your song, it immediately gets pushed out to the broadcast servers. Like we have an MFTU channel that is dedicated. No Taylor Swift on the MFTU channel. It's only you. But then our DJs have this portal where we log in and we go, I'm going to do a country show, or me, I do the Saturday night rock show. I know how to log in and pick out the metal, right? And go, oh, I know this artist, and I can pull that song internally. We are very proud that cybersecurity, that's another thing about other platforms. You're not getting our music. We've had bounties. And people, you are not breaking in and helping yourselves to any of the MP3s. So that's an important factor for the artists.
It is.
You know, why am I going to pay for a song when I can right click and save as? I'm not going to do that.
Right. And that's a kind of great way to kind of again protect their interests and make sure they get remunerated and they understand what's going on as well. So all the data is in the blockchain, all the data is in the distributed ledger, and that's the technology partially behind it as well, correct?
Absolutely. Everything is tracked. We know there's no argument, as you know, some centralized non-crypto platforms. They might say, yeah, you earned $4 this week. And you just have to trust them. Right. But if you really were some sort of a blockchain enthusiast and a lead guitarist for a band, you'd be able to look on the blockchain and say, well, how come we earned this amount and we were played this many times? Everything's immutable, right? All that math is done and it's broadcasted out and the payment goes to your wallet. So in the future, we should make that more user-friendly as well. Or maybe we're talking because you get paid manually, right? But in the future, we should be able to stream real-time payments while your song is on, kind of like what I do with the contests, right? Giving away we have the CyberFM Great Gas Giveaway where it's radio. We give away gas money, no matter what blockchain you're on. I say it on my show. I go, I don't care what you want. You want Dogecoin? You want Bitcoin? You want Litecoin? You tell me. You got to answer the questions. You got to win the contest. It's just called the Great Gas Giveaway because every blockchain kind of requires a gas fee when you're transmitting. So you could see every transaction and every payment. We might get into the world where we're streaming that in real time. You're earning your MFTU as that song is live on the radio. And that might be an incredible feeling for an artist too.
Right. And that's definitely the next steps to come, I'm sure. And speaking of giveaways as well, again, for all of you tuning in now or listening to us on any channels, we are streaming live at the moment. This is a live AMA show with James, the co-founder, CyberFM MFTU. Again, get your wallets, get it on LATOKEN, buy the tokens. What we're going to do is right now, the deposit money that you use to buy the CYFM tokens and coins, we're going to double it. As simple as that. And it's happening only now. Now,
it's now a 2X show, right?
It's a 2X show.
And it's a 2X. That's what you call it now. You call it the CyberFM 2X show. I do the 10X on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Right.
And I told you you're built for this.
But I'm only at 2X at the moment. So talk a little bit on your 10X show. That's, again, Tuesday and Saturday. Tell us a bit about the show and what do the listeners like?
Well, the listeners love the idea that because no matter what country you live in, I'm pretty sure that you turn on your radio and you hear about the next hot contest, right? Be the 10th caller and get your chance to win $5,000. And everybody calls, right? So what we did was as technology goes, we reinvented the radio contest using crypto. So now when I'm on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights in Eastern time, right? Saturday night is a hard rock show. I'm a loud, vivacious, not for the kids show. But Tuesday nights, we have fun. You'll hear anything. It's a request show in our Telegram, which is MFTU. .net, right? MFTU.net. But on Twitter, we use Twitter real hard. What I do is Tuesday, for example, is called Anything Goes, because literally anything goes. But now we call it the Anything Goes 10X show. You're listening to Cyber FM. We have a special algorithm as to how many tokens you earn based on time and song and things like that. But when I'm on the air, you automatically multiply it by 10. Right? So let's say you'd earn 100 tokens for whatever amount of time. If I'm on the air, you're earning 1,000. And the number, you can watch the numbers just boom, right? They're out of there. So that's a radio promotion. And then that's when I do the great gas giveaway contest or trivia. I make you know about music. We do a lot of Fleetwood Mac. We're big Tom Petty fans over at CyberFM. I'm an Aerosmith guy myself.
Nice.
But we've done some crypto trivia, right? Maybe some Satoshi jokes, but we keep that music. What's Craig Wright's favorite song, and is it really his song? Only certain people are going to get that.
Yeah.
But that's fun. It's all fun. Have fun. We're going home. So that's what we give. The 10X show, the Great Gas Giveaway. Nobody can ever say that they didn't earn anything. Much like this. Do the 2X. Maybe we'll rebroadcast this and have a little fun with it, right? Who knows? We'll take a second or two. Yeah. Make you famous.
It's a great way to learn about the projects as well. So just to kind of sum up, if you've just joined us, now we know what the artists out there are going to get. They're not only going to get airtime, but they're also going to earn for their hard work and their great music. And the listeners out there, the more they listen, you can actually get something out of it. Not only good music, which is the whole idea of tuning in, but you can also earn at the end of the day. So that's great. So what about the third party? What about that third person just looking only at the token and trying to profit make from that token itself? What are they getting? And why should they be tuning in or paying attention?
Well, right now we've decided to, and it's funny. So we're on the ERC20, we're on an Ethereum platform, especially with you guys like at LATOKEN. And from internal conversations, we're expanding out into Tron and Binance Smart Chain. And, you got the crypto people that are like, why are you doing that? Right. And the honest answer is audience demographics, right? There are people that they don't want anything to do with Ethereum. Just like a Bitcoin maximalist, you're not going to get them. But we want them as listeners, right? Listeners is what makes us money. Listeners is what allows us to buy back monthly. And you want us doing that, right? We have to do that sometimes. None of us there's no whales at CyberFM, by the way. So when we run out for payments, we have to go out to the market and buy them just to pay you guys back. We do that on purpose because of morals and transparency and decentralization. Not everything is decentralized. So we have to apply what we can to support that. So buybacks are a big deal. We're expanding to Tron. We're expanding to Binance Smart Chain. The supplies, a lot of lessons learned in the past, which is why we have May 6th we were talking about. We have big burns coming up. We got to knock that supply down tremendously. And the word tremendously might even be a little lenient on the MFTU side. We're going hard with the burn.
Right. Talk to us more about that May 6th event. And for those of you listening or watching now, you want to listen to this one.
Right. So May 6th, we are going to be making a lot of announcements after announcements after announcements. And we chose May 6th really because, again, fun. I have a bone disease that's very rare in the world. In the United States, there's only 20,000 people with this particular bone disease, and which is an interesting number because by complete luck, one of our executives has family members with the same disease. And two of our DJs also have the disease. Again, luck. Maybe we attract each other. Who knows how that works?
Are
So
you sure it's 20,000?
right, out of 20,000, I got
Yeah.
5 of them. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So May 6th is what they call National Wishbone Day, which has to do with osteogenesis, just for
Okay.
awareness about the disease. And that one of our DJs had said, he does our Unbreakable Mix show on Extreme Free For All. He goes, hey man, I'm going to do a 5-hour show live, nonstop for OI, osteogenesis, as awareness. And he goes, well, I'm going to 10x it. And I thought about it. So we got these app updates coming up with a lot of surprises. I got burn events on this, I said, let's do it all May 6th. I'll go on 3 or 4 hours before you, and we'll do a minimum of an 8-hour 10x show between the two of us. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, think about it. It's for, we're going to be talking about the disease for awareness. What better day to get a brand new list of audience, right?
Right.
And when you have your niche, right, you're going to stick together. So let's get all of my people with the disease and listening to CyberFM.
Right.
No shame, right? So we'll do that. It'll be the longest 10x show that we've ever done. We'll have great gas giveaways and we'll be making announcements about Binance Smart Chain, and maybe we'll give away some of that gas too, right? And we'll announce things. You're going to see us do things like burn. You're going to see us do some other things as well. A lot of it's got to be secrets and get all excited. We'll do the Justin Sun thing where we announce announcements.
Yeah,
but it is going to be the longest. It is going to be the longest 10x show that we will have done in history.
Nice. And I'm sure everyone's looking forward to that as well. Leading on to that, tell us what's new, any app updates. Talk to us about that. What are the users and listeners and artists out there hoping to expect in the coming weeks and months?
Some new partnerships with other, we have, United Nations approached us for being their news distributor. And again, I'm not sure how many crypto or blockchain type projects you've seen out there where the United Nations says, hey, can you, we didn't go to them, right? There's always some famous project going, we've reached out to NASDAQ. We were sitting at home doing our thing when the United Nations called us.
Right.
And what's cool about that, we play their news on top of the hour. It's factual news because, you can argue with the UN, right? It's global. We were like, sure, because now we're offering news in 9 languages. And just the ego. Think about it. I wonder how many cryptocurrency apps are allowed inside the building of the United Nations. Because they only whitelist every single app that's allowed on their mobile devices.
Right.
We might be the only cryptocurrency app inside the United Nations buildings. I'd like to find out. I talk to them routinely. And I had a meeting with them in a Van Halen shirt. I dressed better for you today than when I attended the UN meeting for the news.
That's sweet. Thank you. I prefer that Van Halen shirt might be a good thing as well.
I got my hair in a ponytail, right? I'm all cleaned up for you. I showed up at United Nations meeting like, what are we doing, guys? How you doing? Want some Van Halen? Let's go.
Yeah.
And what the director of media over there said, well, that's exactly why we were attracted to CyberFM. You guys are just that your demographic, your target audience in terms of music and crypto is really the latest generation, right?
Right.
My mom is 75 years old. She's got her hands on some CyberFM, but she was a financial genius throughout her life as well.
Right.
I don't think many grandmas are earning CyberFM, even though we've made it that easy where a grandma can.
Right.
So we get the 19-year-olds, right? They want to earn their money. They go hardcore. And the United Nations was like, this is where we need to be. Very proud of that. We got some big other networks coming in. It's going to be fun. New podcasts. We're going to have some features in the mobile app that's going to be a lot more gamified for fun. We have the lucky spin wheel, right? You log in every day, you spin the wheel, and
Right.
a lot of people ask that question. They go, "What is a spin wheel?" And we go, "Well, if you spin the wheel and you earn 60 minutes, right?" They go, "What does that mean?" It means we're paying you as if you listened for an hour. But you
Nice.
didn't. You just spun the wheel, the lucky wheel. It's only once a day.
Right.
So, a lot of enhancements coming that way. And the majority of them will be fun. And then for tokens, it's going to be also fun. I think burning is fun. I think moving on to other networks and, like Tron and Binance Smart Chain, getting a do-over essentially with a whole new country, based on what they want is fun, because we've learned lessons about supply and things like that in the past. And now we get to, as we burn down on Ethereum, we're going to be very cautious on, say, Binance Smart Chain. And you know what? That's another thing. DeFi is the whole hot new thing. And you're seeing us change over from regular earning to average percentage yields. You have an APY that we display, because now with liquidity pools in the DeFi world, you're earning your CyberFM, but we're crediting you for trading fees and things like that. DeFi is a little controversial at times, right? Not like centralized exchanges, where your money is. In the DeFi world, they always want you to give your liquidity pool tokens away and lock them up. And even me, maybe I'm older, but I go, I don't know how I feel about that, right?
Right.
How do I feel? CyberFM is far as I know, I say some bold things, but I have not bumped into another project where you farm tokens without giving away your liquidity pool tokens. The only person that we want to hold them is yourself.
Right.
And I think that's very unique in the blockchain world as well. And that should absolutely, well, we've seen it so far in the beta stage. You guys have our Ethereum token, but over in the Binance Smart Chain world, its number goes up, which is a famous American term. Somehow they've invented number goes up. So if we get that on the centralized exchanges, it seems to be working. And absolutely, I believe that our legacy, we're never leaving Ethereum. That's never going to happen, right? Yeah. That's our grandfather now. That number is going to have to go up, because it becomes an entire economy. Survived the crypto winter. We survived the bear market. A lot of projects are gone. We were not going anywhere, and we're not. It's going to be another 14 years. By then, you'll be in your car earning automatically, and your car will be generating CyberFM tokens at that point, right?
Yeah.
And you're sleeping in your car, because 14 years from now, we're not even driving, right?
You're probably just connecting your Tesla and earning money right away, isn't it?
Siri, take me to the restaurant. Okay, and your car shows up.
There we go. So yeah, I think that's definitely great. And also for all the listeners out there, drop us some of the links, important places to go, avenues that they can learn. It's MFTU.net. It's LATOKEN.com. Am I missing out on any?
Well, you definitely want CyberFMRadio.com,
right?
Right, which rolls off the tongue very well. However, May 6th does include a big announcement about, we're going to even make that easier. But right now, yeah, always you're going to want to go to cyberfmradio.com, and that's where you find, that's not only where you download your app, that's how you claim your tokens, and it's becoming more of a D-app, right? A decentralized app as opposed to a web app. Our corporate, for the legal stuff and the white paper, our white paper is really cool. Our white paper is an actual white paper. Our white paper was written 14 years ago on a loose leaf notebook. Hand drawn. I mean, have you seen that before either?
Yeah.
So that's dlpro.org, our corporate name. Because with the artists, we've created a distributed ledger performance rights organization. And if you're a musician, you absolutely already know what a PRO is. If you're in a crypto, you absolutely already know what distributed ledger is. And if you're a musician in the crypto, your mind just went. Your distributed ledger performance rights organization. That's our corporate entity. Can you provide an overview of your tokenomics? Will the design of the token increase and decrease? Does it include any scarce pathways such as equity, storage, or burning? So we talked about, that's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a loaded question. So we talked about burning, right? And we chose May 6th for the big burn event. And rightfully, gas prices were out of control for a long time, right? I'm not going to spend $1,000 just to go burn to make some people happy. So I'll feel a lot better spending $30 in gas and throwing a big show about it. And that's why there's going to be a big burn event May 6th. And we are going to actually, part of the tokenomics is quarterly, we're always going to burn. MFTU, which is generated for the musicians, is also burnable. We never want to have a surplus. Even though it's an economy that it's an inflationary token, but you're like, for example, on Binance Smart Chain, the supply right now is like 1,000. 1,000 is nothing. So as we're paying out the artists, it's going to go up, but then the surplus gets burned. And with CyberFM, our goal is to just burn, because that number is too high right now. So it's going to go down. Pathways. Big things with NFTs. I'm not even afraid to say that in the future, I can tell you, you will be able to buy an NFT with your CyberFM tokens. And if you buy MFTU tokens, you'll be able to also purchase NFTs from the musician that you want to support. With those, so you're not going to have to go get Ethereum pure. You're not going to have to go get Bitcoin. That marketplace will be coming. We have a lot of stuff going on in the back without solid dates yet. But I can tell you that we are making a big NFT announcement on May 6th. And that's how active we are in going forward with NFTs. Right. So that will be a use case for the tokens for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And for all of you that were asking questions earlier about the company, about tokenomics, about the future plans, now most of the information that you want can also be found on their web pages. Again, it's mftu.net. That's an important one as well. dlpro.org. That's another important one. LATOKEN.com. That's where you get your wallet. That's where you double up your money right now on the show. So go do that and go learn about the project, learn about what's going on, learn about future plans. Listen to this recording. You can just go back and play. We are streaming this across multiple platforms. So pick your poison and go and do that. James, before we leave, before we part ways for this round of the AMA, is there anything else that we missed out? Anything that you want to drop? Anything that you want to tell the audience out there tuning into us and listening, viewing?
I'd say one of the hardest things that you're forced to remember is that it's still dark outside because I live in the East Coast of the United States. So there are hundreds and hundreds of times where we're told a lot by the EU and the UK guys, can you do your shows earlier? Right? And I go, I need to cater my shows to everybody, right? Like our Nigeria, by the way, we are rebuilding CyberFM Africa. Cater specifically to Nigeria right now because they're the largest with hip hop and pop and blues music. So that's going to be fun, which means that whenever I say I'm going on the air, it's always going to be Eastern Standard Time. And I apologize if I don't do the math in my head for UTC and GMT. So you guys want those 10X shows, just remember that if you hear me say 7 p.m., it's me being selfish and it's Eastern. But I
Yeah,
am
I'm
going to
sure.
try to
I'm
go
sure
earlier.
everyone will tune in. No worries.
May
As you
6th is going to
grow,
be very early. May 6th is starting around 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
nice, and that's going to be one very long show.
Massively
So
long 10x.
there we go. And for all of you that stayed with us from the start to the end, last chance, get your wallets, open them up, buy CYFM. We'll double it up. Easy as that. So go ahead, guys. Again, we're going to leave you with just this one at this moment of time. Come back to us with any of your questions. I'm sure James and his team would be there answering it and attending to you as always. And tune in, listen to the rock, listen to the rap. There's great music out there.
That's why we're here, man. It's all about the music.
That's
You're
why
getting
we're here.
paid to enjoy music. I mean, couldn't create a happier scenario.
There we go. It's a universal language. Everyone loves it. Again, James, I think we're going to end the show now. So if there's anything else that you want to plug, this is a great time. If not, bye bye.
Good night, guys.